Okay, well, today is day after election in Virginia, so
Is that what we call it? You cast your vote, whether it means anything or not anymore.
well, I mean, if you look at the counties and stuff, even the people that voted in Lunenburg and stuff, the amount of people that's here, the people that voted, so not everybody voted, I'm sure.
I know that there's probably some people who just don't vote, and I know
Nope.
some people are not even registered to vote.
No, and, I just do not understand. When you look at the map, majority is red.
Mm-hmm.
But it's those few little blues that rule everything. And that cannot be correct. I just don't understand how that's correct.
It was the same way in New York State.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly the same way.
Because you got the outlying parts of New York.
All the rural areas were always red, and then you got the hubs that were blue.
It's just, I don't know. To me, it's a dark day for Virginia, but, my hope is in God.
Yes.
Because, the people that are in power are only there because of God is allowing them to be. They may not think so, but it's true. It's only because it says he puts up the best and the basest of men. And so, for some reason, Virginia needs this, and maybe they've got to learn their lesson.
Well, as you and I were just saying, reading Jeremiah and Ezekiel,
The Chronicles and Kings.
they said they're always the same thing. People maybe they need to read the Bible, but the problem is a lot of them read it and they say, it's just a book.
Yeah, and it's really not.
It's not really just a book.
And apparently we're not learning either. There are those of us that have done everything we can do. My husband and I were talking about last night. We have voted, we have prayed, we have spoken to people, we have tried to do everything we know to do. So we can only do what we can do, but you can't do it for every person.
We have done the same thing. Yesterday, all day long, I was praying, and I said, even last night, I said, maybe I'll wake up and God will have a miracle. And it can happen. It can happen. And that's because, really, you and I think a lot alike. We really, really do. We do. And you pray and pray and pray, and I just kept walking around yesterday, every now and then when I got a chance, I just prayed. Just stop and pray. And I'm reading the Bible. It's not just a storybook, it's a lesson book to be learned and to learn from. And I know that some people out there will probably not believe me, but I really do. Reading it, yes, I'm telling you, Jeremiah, they went through everything. How many times are they going to be destroyed? Because they don't listen. Yes, please forgive me. I believe in you. And then they turn around and make an idol. And then they sacrifice their babies and children to the idols. So what has changed? Do we have idols still? We do. Materialistic things are our idols. Okay? And don't even get me talking about children and losing them. Because I'm coming from a different perspective than some people, because I'm very thankful that our children's biological mothers didn't dump them. Because they're two brilliant people that the world would not have had. And that's my belief. And I really believe that.
Well, my husband and I were talking, because he did his Sunday school lesson on Psalms 139 the other day.
Oh.
And see, Psalms 139 says, and I had this conversation with somebody recently anyway, that I believe, and Christians believe, that, it's the moment of conception. From the time you're conceived, he says, I knew you in your mother's womb. And everything starts at conception. And people say that it's not alive. Well, it has to be alive to start growing.
Do you ever study biology?
It's not alive. It's not a baby. And I'm like, it's not true. And so if he knows you in your mother's womb, then it doesn't matter. You're never an accident to God.
Okay, so
Never an
let's play
accident to
the
God.
devil.
Never
So
an accident.
what is in vitro fertilization then? If that union in vitro is not alive?
Well, that's because the people that are having it believe that it will be, but the people that are against it don't believe that, but that's not true. But I mean,
The union of, I mean,
if you're alive, I mean, I was told, well, it's an amoeba, and I'm like,
an amoeba is also alive. I hate to tell you this, but an amoeba is
well,
alive.
nothing can grow unless it's alive, right? Dead things don't grow, correct?
I've never seen that. No, dead things are not.
I mean, even viruses are alive, because they grow, right?
Exactly.
I mean, so if a virus can be alive in your body, I'm sorry.
A virus is a DNA of some, that's it, encapsulated, all right? And it injects its DNA into your cell, and it replicates itself. Now, DNA is the framework for life. And you put the two things together, and you have a union. So,
I know, so, I mean, you know, I can't, you know.
yeah, you're speechless, aren't you?
Well, it is amazing to me, the people that do not think that, but I'm like, at what point then do you start think that it starts becoming alive?
I
mean, when it gets the heart, I mean, but the heartbeat, everything's gotta grow, and the heartbeat is coming.
I was watching a podcast the other day, and it was quite interesting because a young woman was pro-life, and this gentleman was saying, well, they don't feel anything right away. Excuse me? Because it hasn't been developed. Well, how do you go by that? I don't go by that. Just because, no, the baby. Just because the zygote, because that's what it is when it first joins together. It's a zygote. And then it becomes a fetus. But his belief was that zygote can't feel anything, so it's okay to kill it then. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't believe.
I don't go for that either, I'm sorry, nope.
No, I don't go for that. And the same thing is that some of these people will late-term abortion. How can you in your conscience do that? Life means so little to you. Well, obviously it does. Because we see people go ahead and shoot this one, go ahead and shoot that one, go ahead and... So obviously life doesn't mean that much to them. It's not that precious.
Yeah, and just think, you can be an attorney general and believe that life is not precious and that killing and murder is okay. Isn't that interesting? And that's what we're getting. I mean, so what other laws, where does the line get drawn now?
I don't know. It's scary. It is really scary, and my phone, besides, like I said this morning, you sent me a text and I didn't even see it because at 6 a.m. I got another text from somebody else. I'm like, okay, we're talking about, and so I'm trying to explain different things and my belief, and actually I've become my parents. I think I've gone beyond my parents with my belief, And yet I'm still a scientist because I will explore and I'll look into things and I'm like, yes, but that guy up there does it all.
Yes. I mean, we can try to explain it, but how he put our bodies together and how he knew to have water and how a baby can stay in water for 9 months and fluid and still get I mean, there's so many things that we cannot explain. We can't explain our blood and how he made everything just circulate. I mean, that's an amazing thing, that he put a system in us to where things go out and trash comes and filters and... See, you can't explain things like that.
Even if you're going on, okay, God created Adam and Eve, and I sort of laugh, he created Adam and Eve, but he didn't create what ifs. Well, I mean, that sounds like a great book title. And go on with that. He didn't create what if I want to be a mouse. What if I want to be a rabbit today? What if? Those don't exist. That didn't exist there. But our time is not his time. His time is different. In all, he took, and I've been taking that Hillsdale. I'm on lesson 5, by the way, for Hillsdale in the Bible study.
Okay, which one is that one?
It's the one on religion. It's through Genesis. It's starting with Genesis.
Okay, so I'm like on Jacob and Esau.
Yeah, that's me too.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Jacob and Esau. Yep, that's the next one. Oh, that's lesson 5. I'm
That's the one I'm on now too.
Yes.
Okay, so I've caught up with you then.
You caught up with, I mean, they're short, but they're very interesting. I mean, I've learned some things about that, but, you know, like, the word for human came from humus, or the dirt. You know, God said, okay, here's some dirt, and in it has got all the patterns of the DNA to make man.
But did you notice the one thing that the guy brought out, which I know I've heard it said probably in church, but I guess maybe because my focus and stuff was on this, but the one thing he said was he breathed life into man, but he did not breathe life into animals.
No.
Animals are different. They do not have the soul that we have.
And
we do not have the breath of life that God gave us.
Adam was able to name the animals, so he participated in the creation of that animal kingdom.
So it's, you know, there's so much, and like I said, I just...
It was interesting, was it? Very. I didn't realize that when Abraham took Isaac up, that Isaac was as old.
Yes. You think of him, you talk of him as a teenager or a kid.
Yes,
but no, he was an older man because he helped carry some of the stuff.
Yeah, he helped, and he said lad, so I think there was a servant. He didn't take his other son, but he took a servant, because the other son was gone. Remember he said he'd already...
Ishmael was gone. Years ago. He was years. This was the child that God had given him.
That's exactly.
Now, Ishmael was not the child promised.
And the lad, I assume the lads that he was talking about was the servant, and then Isaac. And it was really interesting. That was interesting. I just watched it yesterday, that one. And I thought, oh, you know, because you think this concept is that Isaac was a young man, like a teenager, but he wasn't. He was a lot older. So yeah, it's an interesting study. Anyway, turning point, we sort of get off on this, but we have to, because it's important how we live our lives. And
well, I think going forward,
Healing Retreat Center, we've got to do this. We've got to make people have a peace of mind in the changing world that we're in.
Well, you have to heal. Sometimes part of your healing is the soul.
Yes, it is.
Because I don't know, and you know, one of the things that I guess that crossed my mind today too is the UPS airplane that caught on fire yesterday.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's horrible. It's horrible.
It landed on a building and people are missing.
I think 2 or 3 buildings. It was several buildings, but I mean,
missing.
You know, right now there's at least 7 that are dead.
What was the building? And the building had flammable material in it.
One of them was a parts or something, one of them was something else, but I mean, the plane itself was loaded and it had fuel on it going to Honolulu. So there was enough fuel on there, but I mean, you know, I automatically, I mean, those are the important things too, but I mean, you know, so these people are going to need their souls healed, because I don't know how you would do this without God. I don't know how you do life without God, the way it is. Because if I didn't have God and I got up this morning knowing that we put them, and I honestly, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, I'm not happy with the selection Virginia has. I don't like any of them for various reasons. Because, you know, our country was founded, I just got through taking the constitutional portion of it.
Very interesting.
But I mean, and then we've been watching James Madison, that story. And I'm sorry, we were founded on Christian principles.
Judeo-Christian, as Glenn Beck was saying,
and
the Old Testament and the New Testament.
And so it's very difficult for me to have somebody governing us that is not Christian. I mean, and that's been through time. You know, that's why we pray for people to be put in. But now we're going to have a Muslim in there that even doesn't even believe in our God. I don't know. know.
I'm spellbound, because we had 3 people running who fit the profile that the blue has always been pushing.
Yes.
And we have all 3 of them.
Yes, yes. So you really don't believe in what you say.
No, is exactly it.
You don't, so your arguments to me talk to the hand from now on, because your arguments have no merit. No merit. You have nothing that I can say. I mean, if we would have had somebody that had said the same things that Jay Jones had said and thought and got out there, we'd have been crucified. Crucified. I mean, so, no, do not even talk to me about identity politics anymore.
No, I mean,
because, no, do not.
Winston was God-fearing, wonderful, black woman, African-American woman, worked hard.
Immigrant family.
I
mean, you got it all.
And then they had a gay guy. I loved him.
And Jason Miyares came from an immigrant family. I mean, you've got everything. So do not even talk to me anymore, Northern Virginia or over to Tidewater. Do not talk to me about anything, because you don't stand for what you believe in. You do not practice and walk the walk. You don't practice what you preach, and you don't walk the walk. And I'm sorry, so you have nothing, you have nothing to show me.
I was looking at some podcasts, TikTok podcasts, and they were all, ironically, African-American people saying the same thing that you and I are saying. They're hypocrites. They don't care at all about you.
No, they don't care about you, and so the sooner you face this, the better you're going to be. Just like you people in New York, you're going to be so sadly disappointed when you've got the people that are actually paying for these things moving out of New York because of the taxes and all the free stuff that's going to happen. And then where's your money going to come from? Where's your free grocery store going to happen from?
Well, look at California.
You're going to become California.
Yeah, but they voted him back in.
I know it. And, and so it was funny because supposedly Newsom is going to run, he's the only one that's right now viable to be on the Democratic part for president. And my thing is, and I heard somebody say it, and I thought it myself too, about the same time they said it, it's what you're going to run on. I'm going to do for America what I did for California? I mean, what do you have to run on?
Well, I saw a podcast, Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn, the mayor, Islamic mayor, a man was complaining because they were going to name the street after Islamic person who was in a terrorist group. And you know what the mayor said? I want you to get out. Just move out of the city. I'm like, excuse me. I don't know how we've gotten here.
Well, it's been one of those, do you know the song from, I think it's Casting Crown, it's a slow fade?
It's slow fade. I keep waiting for the trumpets and the horses.
Oh yeah, they're coming. But in the meantime, we've got to keep, I told my pastor today, I said, I think I need to ask for a pair of knee pads, because we're going to be on our knees a lot. And when we're not on our knees, we're going to have our weapon in our hand and fighting, because we have got to keep, it's going to take a lot of prayer to get through. Because, Abigail Spanberger, it does not care if boys are in your girl's bathroom.
No,
she does not care.
What's wrong with you? That was the spot where it occurred most.
So,
and the taxes are going to go up, and we're going to end up having electric vehicles, and you're going to have this, and we're going to have that, and oh my gosh, folks.
So, my biggest thing is, some the politics and finances and stuff do not bother me as much as the moral aspects of what these people stand for. And so, it's going to be, we're going to have, but again, I don't want to sound doom and gloomy, because our God's in control. And our God is bigger than all of this. But we're going to have to rise up. And we're going to have to stand up when we see things wrong in these next 4 years. We're going to have to. And see, isn't it funny now that after the election and different things are over, now they want to come back and reopen the government.
We knew that was gonna happen.
Exactly.
We knew
You
that was
don't
gonna
care about
happen.
the people in the SNAP and all that stuff. You have no concern.
And people
No.
are blind to the fact this was not a Republican shutdown.
Exactly.
These people voted on this before, and it was okay. All of a sudden, but it was planned, completely planned. Everything was planned. I read, Facebook said, well, they stole another election. You don't know.
We don't know, and,
We don't know.
you know, in my life, I can't say whether they did or didn't, because like I said, I have to believe that God is in control, but it's going to take us down here doing our part over the next few years, because, yeah, but I mean, you know, but like I said, I just don't want to hear anything else they've got to say, nothing.
You might have to turn
You
the
have
news
no,
off again.
I don't have it on.
It's just,
Yeah, they don't have it on. I mean, I've seen different things, but I mean, and I've seen, like you said, on Instagram and different things, I've seen interviews with these people, and they can't even say why they want the socialist in, because they're not being taught in schools, one thing, what socialism means. And socialism doesn't work anywhere it is, and anybody that's ever been involved in socialism, they tell you, why would America do this? You know, and thinking about it, do you think if we went to a Muslim country that they would nominate an American to be their vice president?
no, you know, I'm
Or a
sorry.
Christian? I mean, I'm saying Christian, not even American. Do you think that in a Muslim country, do you think that they would put somebody in? No, they're not going to. In fact, Nigeria, they're killing Christians.
Oh, and Sudan's even as bad.
Sudan is bad too.
But, I mean, these people are begging for our help. They don't.
So, and so I do want to put a plug in for Mercury One and the Nazarene Fund, because they are trying to be in places helping the Christians in Nigeria, Sudan. Glenn Beck's, but it's Mercury One and then the Nazarene Fund. So if you can donate, they're doing their best in these places. Plus, they're still in North Carolina. Plus, they're still helping with wildfires. So they need your help. But
And Glenn Beck had somebody on, and he was going to Jamaica now, because they're deficit. And he's bringing some Starlinks with him.
yes.
That, I mean, this connection that we're on right now is a Starlink connection. It was the most affordable for this building, and we can move it and take it with us wherever we happen to go. But, and that is absolutely true. I cannot, in my mind, they've interviewed these people, and I'm thinking about when I was in high school, a young man who came from Soviet Russia, managed to get out of Soviet Russia, and these people came here for the freedoms, and now, what are you doing? You're voting those freedoms away by electing somebody who's a socialist.
Think about the ones that came from Cuba. I talked to people that used to live in Cuba, or their parents came from
Do you
Cuba.
want this?
And they're like, what is wrong?
What is, I don't know.
Because pretty soon we'll be able to move over to these other places, and maybe we can start over.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, if they're all over here, but no, we're not gonna go, we're gonna do like our forefathers, and we're gonna go down fighting. I am.
Oh, I am, yeah.
But I'm just doing it a different way. I'm doing it in a different way than, because it's people's minds and hearts that have to change.
And I don't know how we do some of that, because I've had relatives that have post stuff, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything to start a World War III with them, but if they fact check what they posted, they will find out it was taken out of context, and it's not what was said. But they don't do that.
And it's like I heard somebody recently say, we have to abhor evil. Like, you know, God tells us to do. We have to abhor the evil. And evil is what they're doing to the kids and allowing them to be transgender. Oh. You know, and making these choices on their own. And evil is allowing the boys in the gorilla bathrooms. And, you know, there are things that are evil that are happening. And we cannot babies in utero and stuff. Those are evil things. And I cannot ever support it. I can't.
I mean, I can't handle some of that. And it's gonna come down to another revolution.
It's definitely going to come down to choices. And we're either going to stand on the side of God, or we're going to make the choice to stand on the side of Satan.
Well, there's evil and there's good. And the one thing that my husband and I were talking about, some of these people who profess to be Christians are also the ones that are implementing this stuff. They can't be. They can't be true Christians. They're mouthing it.
I don't know how you can read the Bible and see where does it say in the Bible it's okay to kill kids?
No.
Well, one, because it's murder.
Yes.
But it also says, anybody that harms a child, they might as well have a millstone hung around their neck and throw it into. So, I mean, if you're harming it, and see, to me, even though it's still a baby, it's still a child to me. It's somebody's child in there. And I mean, I'm sorry. So no, I'm sorry, but no. So no, I mean, But show me in the Bible
where it says it's okay.
Well, it's okay.
I haven't found it yet. Have you?
Where does it say in the Bible? It says we're two genders. Where does it say in the Bible you can have multiple and pick to be a rabbit or a cat?
No.
Nowhere. So you people out there, I'm sorry. This may be the year that I get kicked off of the internet or wherever I'm going, but I mean, I'm sorry.
Actions are going to be...
I mean, I'm sorry. I cannot support it. It's not biblical.
It doesn't follow. Who are your idols? I mean, why are you worshiping idols? And I said, what are the idols are all your materialistic things and power and greed. That's what you want. That doesn't work.
And see, when we start going down this path, remember how Rome got destroyed?
Exactly.
By doing these same things.
When Rome started kowtowing to the riffraff.
And they wanted pleasure over...
Yes.
And that's all we're doing right now. It fell because you have to have standards, you have to have principles, you have to have honor, integrity. And none of this has integrity in it, none of it has honor in it.
Well, it has evil in it.
And so...
It's all evil.
It's going to, like I said, we're going to have to band together and pray, and I still love you, because God,
Well, now I was thinking about a sermon that would be really good. It's that Jesus wanted to convert the sinners. Because he had already the good people who believed in him. Those people who have morals and righteousness and believed in Jesus, they had already been saved. It's the sinners that he wanted to get.
Well, technically we're born with sin.
Yes, we are. But
we all have to, especially since Adam and Eve.
But he got rid of that. But if you look at, Satan wants to get the righteous. He's already got the bad guys. They're already sinners. So Satan wants to get the righteous to fall. That's what he wants. He wants us to make us stumble. He wants us to accept one of these bad things. And when he does that, he's got us. And the sad thing is, there are religions who have stumbled and they're falling.
They are. And I mean, I think too, that's what's happened to these people that get into power, and they want to keep their power. Yes. And so they will acquiesce to
the sins, because they get used to it. It's like a little hard shell to good stuff. And they get used to that.
You're exactly right.
So I don't have, I don't have a problem with faith. I'm not having a problem with faith. I'm having a problem with religion. Pathway. Because I see what has happened. And
well, they can infiltrate the churches.
So they have.
And Satan goes to church people.
Oh, yes, he does.
He walks in the door, a lot of people every day. Some Sundays it might be me. No, not good.
I'm having a problem in religion, not in my faith, because I still believe in the man up on that cross. But I have a problem with religion.
Organized religion.
Yes.
All right. We love you. Keep the faith.
Trust.